Alright, good evening, everybody. Okay, alright, good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. So, today we are going to practice more on range cells, on the range. So, okay, permit me to save this so that that's for future reference. Alright, so today we're going to do more on range names. We're going to really apply it in a real life setting. Understand? I'm going to really apply it in a real life setting. So, what we have here is data from different sales that are occurred in each month in different states in the US. So each of the states they are represented in the short form. So we have AL for Alabama, AK, and I'm not really familiar with the states in the US, but these are just the short forms for short term representations for each of the states in the US. So at least the one we are familiar with, we know Alabama, we know Montana, that's MT, we know NJ, that's New Jersey, we know NY is New York. Well, if you are familiar with the US, you should know the states. These are all the short forms for each of them. So that's that about that. So today we're going to be using this thing to let's say to calculate, to really apply what we learned in range names. So first things first, we want to give each of them. We want to give them their range names. So first things first, of course, you select everything as usual. Select everything. But don't give the range name first of all. Select everything. Okay. Start selecting. You come to your formulas bar. Go to create from selection. Yeah, of course you see. Observe like this from the left column. You click on OK. I will do that. So after that, you observe that each of them now have their name. So the names on this side is the name of each of the cells. So anywhere I mention Alabama, which is AL, what will occur? Write AL, what will occur? Give me the value in this place. If you observe, Excel tick that place just now. You do see that Excel selected this place. It shows that I've named this place to be AL, which is AL. That's Alabama. So that's that about that. So now today we just want to just really practice like so. So let's just see what exactly the usefulness of this. So for example, now someone asked us that we want to find the sum of the sales that occurred in Alabama, Arizona, Montana, New Jersey, and New York. So how do you do this without how do you do this? We know that we don't know. Okay, how do you do this? But the goal here is to find the number of sales that occurred in Alabama, which is known as AL, Arizona, which is known as AR, Montana, which is known as MT, New Jersey, which is known as NJ, and New York, which is known as NY. So how do we do this? So naturally, before you would have said sum is equals to before sum is equals to let's start picking out them one by one. Alabama, you now say plus Arizona, which is AR, you now say plus, and after going down looking for what's the next one? Is it Montana? Montana, that's MT. You now look at Montana, you now say plus again. You now come down again after looking for New Jersey and New York. New Jersey, NJ. You select it, now say plus again. Then NY. You now close the bracket and press enter. That's the normal way. That's the manual way. Understand that? And it's a bit stressful. So I want to show you using range names now. Let me show you how easy it is. We're already looking for Alabama, which is AL. I say plus what next one? Arizona, which is AR. Then Montana, which is MT. Then the next one we have New Jersey, which is NJ. And then we also have New York, which is NY. Boom. Now see, which of them would you have preferred? Would you have preferred the manual way or using the range names? The choice is yours. So that about that. Let me just practice that with you. So the same thing for averages too. You can easily find the average without setting it manually. Now just say okay, average of Arizona, average of Alabama plus average of Alabama, comma Arizona, comma Montana, comma New Jersey, comma NY. close the bracket. So you can easily find the average instead of going about selecting them one by one. You understand? So, and another thing, imagine you are to select. Okay, I think you know what? The more when we get deep, I will show you. more. So let's part it another file. Break me another assignment. So in this file, this is the stocks, the profits and the losses that occurred from the stocks, T-bills and the T-bonds in the different years from 1928 to 2001 altogether now. So now imagine they ask you, data analyst, come here, find this is data we have now in between 1928 and 2001. Tell us, is it now 2021? 2001. Okay. So tell us, what was the total profit that was achieved throughout our stay? From stocks between these years? Are we together? What was the total profit between these years? It's simple. All you have to do is to you say sum. Okay, first things first, you want to make sure you name yourself. How do you name yourself? Just select everything. So this time around now, you come to formula as usual. The formula, go to create from selection. But this time around now, you see it's no longer from left column, from the top row. Remember I said at that time that if the name here you want to use is at the top row, you put it you pick top row. If it's at the left column, you pick left column. But you don't need to bother yourself too much. Excel can automatically detect it for you, but just ensure that you're an expert. Ensure that you pick the top row or wherever your names are. So that's a top row. Say okay. So meaning all the names that are here now, Facebook now, Excel now calls them. Excel calls all of them at once. If you select everything under B now, Excel calls them stocks altogether. So anywhere we mention stocks, we're referring to everything that's under here. And every time we mention T-bills, is under here. Anything under T-bonds, is under here, and the years under here. So now let's look. And they said find the total profit. Remember, in each of the percentage, you see you are seeing plus, you are seeing minus. You are seeing some of them they have minus, and then they don't have minus altogether. So if you want to find total profit, it's just basically you adding everything together. If you understand, it's just basically you adding everything in the stocks together. So let's say sum of stocks, sum from bracket ST as stocks. Am I correct? You see, Excel will select this for you, stocks. You see, Excel will select everything that is there, and you press enter. Boom. So, in total, in the entire 21 years, the only profit we made from stock, I would say in the entire number of years rather, the only profit we made from stock is the total profit is 8.9%. That is factoring in all the losses and all the profits. So that is the total profit minus the losses. You understand? They remove the losses and the profits together. Everything. That means the total 8.9%. Do the same thing for T-bills. What is total profits minus the loss? Like what total profit? You know, there's in each of them there's minus, there's also plus. So what sum of everything will not be what? SUM or T-bills. U.BL.S. Press enter. Like that. Same thing for T-bonds and say the same thing. Is equals to SUM T-bonds and do. That's that. So you can easily find the sum of each of them easily. So with that said, you can also find the average profit as well. You know, you can use your average button as well. So that's that about that. So what again? So we'll talk about, we'll practice more on that. So now I want to check something. What is the meaning of average AA or average BB or average CC? What does it actually mean? Let me show you something. If I say is equal to average A with average BB now. Let us pick average BB for now. Average BB. What does it actually mean? If you observe that when I put average BB, what did you see? Excel selected everything under B. Under row B, Excel selected everything under row B. I see selected everything under row B. You see? Everything under row B, Excel selected it. And then and if I press enter, it will give me, it's supposed to give me the average of everything. But because okay, he actually give us the average, but naturally it's not supposed to give us the average because of the letters. Supposed to give, not supposed to give us the, okay. Let me try something. So let's say average. Let me just try. I just want to confirm something. Stocks. What did we get? Hope someone is understanding what I'm saying, sure. Okay, it's the same thing. So what average BB means is that the average of all the numbers, all the numbers of everything that's inside here. So if I say average CC, if I say average CC, if I tell Excel perform this operation for me, average CC. What does average CC mean? Average CC means Excel everything under column C, find the average of everything for me. That is the same thing as you saying find the average of all the tables here. If you're using your range name, if you use range name now for this, you get the same answer. Average of tables. Average of tables. How together? They gave you the same answer. Actually, so it's more like a shortcut, a trick to find. If you are just asked to find the total column of the total what's the name, the average of something or the sum of something in an entire column, or you don't have to think it too much. You can actually do the same thing for sum. And do the same thing for sum. You can say sum b column b. What do you get? Are you seeing it? And you can do the same. You can do the same thing for this thing. So it's just a shortcut to easily find the sum of something in an entire column. Let's even try whether does it actually work for rows. Let's see if it works for rows. So average open bracket. Let's say row 3 column row 3. Let's see, does it really work? Press enter. See, it worked. So what did you do there? It found the average of everything that's on this row. Found the average for us. Are we together? So that's just a shortcut for you to easily find certain values. It's just imagine as a shortcut. So average AA, average BP, average CC, average 33, average 44. So it's just if you are using average AA or average BP or average of any letter, then every letter rather, it means you are finding the average of everything on that column. If you are using sum, you are finding the average of you are finding the sum of everything on that column. If you are using number as average 33 or sum 33 or sum 44 or sum 55, it means you are finding the average. You are finding the sum of everything in that row. Hope it is clear. Hope I'm making sense. So that's that on that average AA. So what's that tool now? Okay, there's now a question here. So what's the difference between a range name with a workbook scope and one with a worksheet scope? Now, I think this takes us back to Excel. So back to the beginning of Excel. Are we together? So this will take us back to the beginning of Excel. So let's come on to something. Alright, so now what is exactly is a worksheet and what is a workbook? That's the first question you want to ask. Now, a workbook is any file in an Excel. Any file in an Excel is a workbook. Any file in an Excel is a workbook. Then what is a worksheet? A worksheet is now if you observe, this is a sheet 1, this is sheet 2. Each of them are known as worksheets. Now, how do you create a worksheet? By simply pressing your plus here. The more you press plus, the more worksheets you create. So each of them are worksheets. You're seeing sheet 1, sheet 2, you're seeing sheet 2, you're seeing sheet 3, you're seeing sheet 4. Are you seeing all these things? Sheet 1, sheet 3, sheet 4, sheet 2, and so on and so forth. These are all worksheets. But the entire file, the entire Excel file, as in this particular file, this file called historical template. This entire file, I mean the entire worksheet in this file is known as a workbook. Hope I'm making sense. Meaning any Excel file you see, any Excel file that someone sends you, any Excel file you're working upon, that is known as a workbook. But each of these things, but each of them have their worksheets in it. I work together. So that's that about that. So okay, we talked about that. We talked about the definition. So now let's see. Okay. Now the main question here is this: what is the difference between the range name with a workbook scope and range name with a worksheet scope? Have you? Okay, the question says what is it? Okay, let me spell it a little and let's see what we're talking about. Okay, the question says what is the difference between a range name? See what I'm reading. It says, what is the difference between a range name with a workbook scope and one with a worksheet scope? Are we together? So a workbook scope, it's a range name with a workbook scope means okay. Now let me give you an example now. Let's, for example, now I name this young man instead of big three. I say, okay, let us name him testing. So the name of this particular cell now is testing. That's the range. The range name of this particular cell now is testing. If I call testing here, will he answer? Let's see. If I call testing in another worksheet, will he answer? Yes. Are you seeing that? 4.43% is still showing here. Though it's okay. Let me complicate things for you. Let's pick a normal number. Let me use a percentage number. Let's pick a normal number. Let's say let's say 67. Altogether. Let's just say 67. I made mistakes on that. Okay, so let's say 67 now. Altogether, let's say 67. That's the number one. So now let's change the name of this particular cell. Let's just change the name of the cell to okay, let's say testing. Don't call testing. Let's say okay, just check. Let's say checking. Altogether, just arrange name. So now this cell, now this particular number, the name of this number is checking. Now if I take this, why in worksheet 1, this is sheet 1. I guess in what this is sheet 1. If I come to sheet 3 and I call checking, will the number appear here? Yes, it appeared. If I go to sheet 4 and I call checking, will it appear here? Yes, it appeared. If I go to sheet 2 and I call checking, will it appear here? Yes, it appeared. Meaning checking is a workbook scope range name. What does it mean? It means in every worksheet, that range name is applicable. Meaning if I go to sheet 1, or if I go to sheet 2, or if I go to sheet 3, anywhere, as long as if I mention the name of that range name, it will always respond. Yeah, I can only use to perform any operation here. I will together. So that's that about a workbook scope. So now, what's now a worksheet scope? I'm sure you already understand now by now that a worksheet scope now means that a range name that is only limited to a worksheet. Remember we said a workbook scope, a range name that has a workbook scope means you can use it across any worksheet. I mean, if I go to sheet 1 and I call the name of that range name, it will be useful here. If I go to sheet 2, I call the name of that, or I call the name of that, I call the name of the range name, it will be useful here too. Hope someone is getting me. If you don't understand, please always hit my DM. I'm always available to answer your questions. I will together. So that's that about that. So now for a worksheet scope range name means it's only applicable in one worksheet. That is what it does. That's what it is. It cannot work beyond the worksheet. A worksheet scope is meaning if the name of this guy is checking as it is, meaning if I call checking in another worksheet, it will not work. That's meaning of a worksheet scope. So how do you create a workbook scope and a worksheet scope? Okay. So meaning like naturally when you are at work, it actually makes sense to you when you begin to work on some complex data altogether. And when you begin to work on some certain things, it will make sense to you. But for now, just learn this for now. So how do you create a workbook scope range name? How do you create a worksheet scope range name? So like for example now let's say 1, 2, 3, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So now if we want to name these guys now, if we want to be a workbook scope range name, you can come to the name box and change it to a workbook scope. So it doesn't have to be workbook. You can name it anything. Let us say okay, a range name now. So because I changed it in this name box, I named it in this name box. It means it's now a workbook scope name. But if paraventure, now let's go to our formula to confirm whether it's a workbook scope or a worksheet scope. Now if you go to formulas, you see under define names, click on name manager. You see name, click on name manager altogether. Now if you come down, you see that under scope, I see under scope, all of them are saying workbook. Okay, let me make it bigger. Okay, all of them are showing workbook. See this under the scope. You are saying workbook. So how do I make it a worksheet scope? Meaning I want it to only be limited to a particular worksheet. What you have to do is to click on this on the run name you want to edit. Click on edit. I see edit here. See edit. Click on edit. Then okay, you cannot change it here, but let's you want to create a worksheet scope now. A worksheet scope run name. You come to new. See where the root scope. Let's see where the root scope. Now you click the drop down arrow. You see different sheets here. So the Excel is asking you that, okay, do you want it to be a workbook scope or a worksheet scope? If it's the worksheet scope, which of the sheets do you want it to be limited to? Now if you look at everything now, you can choose any of the sheets you want. So let's say I take that sheet 1 and I say sheet 1 range name. Just one range name and say okay. Why a beginner error is because we have already named that range before. So let's name something else. Let's say 1 2 3 4 5. Yes, 5. And then we select it. Let it then go to name manager. Then you can create new. Go to new. And see under this scope, take a sheet and say, okay, this is the sheet I want it to be on. So it will now be a worksheet scope now. Then you can name it. Then what you want to name it? Let's just say sheet 1 range name. Sheet 1 range name. Okay. One of this thing is that you must not keep space here. While naming a range name, you will not keep space. So I've said it before. If you must put a space, put an underscore there. So you click on OK. Are we together now? Are you seeing that under the scope now? Only this young man is showing sheet 1. The rest are showing workbook. It shows that this guy, this particular one I would have finished naming, that is sheet 1 range name that we named just now. It is a worksheet scope, while the rest is a workbook scope. Now let's factorize it. Now hold the shape now. And the name is what? Sheet range name. Okay, so now if we call sheet range name here now, sheet range name. Yes, sheet range name. We call sheet range name now. Okay, sheet range name. Are we together? If you call it now, I think that Excel selected everything now. What's the name? You see, I think that it's only working in what's the name? In sheet 1. And let's go to sheet 4 and see if I call it whether it will see answer me. Now let's see. Now let's select and see. You see, is equals to sheets. It's not even showing here. Sheet range name. Are you seeing that nothing is showing? Why? Because this range name that we named us now, it is in worksheet scope. It's only limited to sheet 1. If I call it in sheet 2, it will not work. But you see this guy that we named using the name box. It is a workbook scope range name. Meaning if I call that one name here anywhere, I say okay, now let's test that one name out and say if we call that one name anywhere you call it name, to always answer altogether. So that's that about that. So if anything is not clear, perhaps what I'm saying is not really making sense, you can always reach out to me. My number is all open and available. Thanks for watching. God bless you. It's almost 30 minutes.